Hello everyone. Many workshops have cordless tools that depend on rechargeable batteries. Over time, some of those batteries stop working and appear completely dead. However, that is not always the real problem. In many cases, the battery still has life inside. The voltage simply drops too low after sitting unused for a long period. When that happens, the charger cannot recognize it. Dust and corrosion on the terminals can also block the electrical contact. In this video, you will see a very simple method that can bring these batteries back to life using tools already available at home. Take two metal washers and place them onto the terminals of the orange battery. Touch the wires of a small test bulb to the washers. The bulb lights up instantly. Current flows through the battery as expected. Move the same setup to the red battery. Place the washers onto the terminals and touch the bulb wires again. The bulb remains dark. No current flows through the battery. Next, use a multimeter to check the voltage more accurately. Before testing the batteries, touch the two probes together. The meter reacts immediately, confirming that the device works correctly. Switch the multimeter to voltage mode, touch the probes to the terminals of the red battery. The meter shows no movement. The battery appears completely inactive. Now test the orange battery with the same meter. The needle moves immediately, indicating voltage. The test confirms that the charger and the measuring tools are working normally. The problem clearly comes from the red battery. Mark the orange battery with the word good. Mark the red battery with the word bad. Clear labeling avoids confusion during the next steps. Examine the terminals of the bad battery closely. Dirt and oxidation often build up on metal contacts over time. Poor contact can interrupt the electrical path between the battery and the charger. Spray a small amount of WD-40 onto the two terminals of the bad battery. The liquid begins dissolving grease and oxidation. Wipe the terminals carefully using a dry cloth. The cloth quickly becomes dark with dirt and residue. Clean terminals allow electricity to flow more easily. However, deeper corrosion may still remain on the metal surface. Fold a piece of sandpaper and rub it gently across both terminals. The abrasive surface removes the remaining oxidation. Spray another light amount of WD-40 if necessary. Continue sanding until the metal surface looks brighter. Dust and debris begin collecting on the sandpaper. The amount of dirt shows how much contamination was blocking the contacts. I know many of you have great ideas and smart tricks, so drop them in the comments so everyone can learn from you. Check the battery again using the multimeter. Touch the probes to the terminals. The meter still shows no voltage. Cleaning alone is not enough in this case. Test the good battery once more with the multimeter. The needle moves immediately. The working battery will now help revive the damaged one. Prepare a small jumper setup. Take two electrical wires and strip the insulation from both ends. The exposed copper allows direct contact with the battery terminals. This step is simple, but there is no reason to rush. Work slowly and carefully so each connection stays clean and secure before moving forward. Attach two washers to each wire. The washers increase the contact area and help the wires stay stable during the connection. Wrap it tightly so that the connection stays firm and stable. A solid setup helps electricity flow smoothly and prevents interruptions while the current transfers between the batteries. Now connect the system carefully. Attach the negative terminal of the good battery to the negative terminal of the bad battery. Connect the positive terminal of the good battery to the positive terminal of the bad battery. The washers help maintain solid contact during this step. Electricity now flows from the good battery into the damaged one. This process is often called jump-starting or boosting the battery. While the connection remains active, place the test bulb across the washers connected to the bad battery. The bulb begins to glow. Current now flows through the previously inactive battery. Next, verify the voltage again. Place the multimeter probes on the washers connected to the bad battery. The meter now shows a reading. Electricity is moving through the system. Leave the batteries connected for several minutes. The working battery slowly transfers energy into the weaker one. A short boost often restores enough voltage for the charger to recognize the battery again. Wait approximately 5 minutes. Then remove the jumper wires carefully. Take the charger and insert the orange battery first. The charger light turns on as expected. The small voltage boost allowed the internal system to wake up again. Remove the orange battery and insert the red one. This time the indicator light appears. The charger finally recognizes the battery. Leave the red battery inside the charger. Allow it to charge normally for about 2 hours. A full charge helps stabilize the internal cells after the recovery process. Once charging finishes, remove the battery from the charger. Place it back into the drill. Pull the trigger gently. The motor begins to spin. Increase the speed slightly. The drill now runs smoothly and responds exactly as it should. Situations like this occur often in workshops. Batteries that sit unused for long periods can drop below the minimum voltage required by the charger when that happens. The charger refuses to start the charging process. Cleaning the terminals improves electrical contact. A short jump from a working battery restores enough voltage for the charging system to recognize the pack again. This simple method saves money and extends the life of tools already in the workshop. If this repair method helps solve a problem in your own workshop, share your experience in the comments. Subscribe for more practical DIY solutions that bring tools back to life and keep equipment working longer.